catch my breath real quick. Guys, I just want to start out by saying that this was one heck of a team win. I mean, Monday night, we had no clue what was happening, to tell you the truth. Kind of hit us blindsided just like it did the rest of the country and our university, state. I told our guys in there that, you know, you had your backs against the wall. You had your backs against the wall all week. They never batted an eye. They never batted an eye. They kept fighting. They kept playing. They did everything we asked of them. Said out there a while ago, I said, it's just like this great state. You know, you have the tragedies here, you have the floods, and you see people rebuilding, helping one another, and fighting, clawing to get back what they had, people helping. And that's exactly how we did it today. Exactly how we did it today. Thought our defense stepped up to the plate, played an exceptional ball game. Other than a personal foul, you know, some minor runs and some other things, but offensively we were a little inconsistent. I haven't even really looked at the stats right here. You know, it was like we'd take 2 steps forward and 1 step back on each series throughout the game, and we never could put those back-to-back plays together. I thought we were moving the football well. I thought we were pretty confident in what we were doing. It was just one mishap after another. You know, you look up and you I don't even know the total yards here. What we got? We have 424 total yards and 19 points, and that doesn't correlate. I mean, it really doesn't. Not the way we should have been putting the points up. We struggled in the red zone, which we've got to get better. We've got to get better as coaches. We've got to get better as players. We've got to be able to punch the ball in. We've got to be able to line up and run it over them. That's what we've got to do. We understand the work that we have to go out there and try to achieve in our open week. I think our team is up for it, and I think they're really excited. It was a heck of a win.
Shawn, just how big was Pharaoh's touchdown run? It seemed like you guys were kind of, you know, after that, everything seemed to really start falling your way.
You know, it was huge. It was huge, and, you know, keep looking at that guy. And every time we put the ball in his hands, let's see what he's got here. Pharaoh Cooper, 7 for 160, 78 yards. You know, didn't have a carry in the backfield. You know, maybe if he would have carried it 7 times, you know, and had a total of 14 touches, who knows what would have happened. It could have been a different story. I thought some other guys stepped up. DJ Mill, 4 catches for 49 yards, long of a 28. Thought he had a pretty doggone good day.
Just how big of a boost was Brandon Wiles just to the ground game?
Oh, God. Brandon, 24 for 120. Lost 1 yard tonight, 5 yards a carry. David Williams ran it well, 7 for 51, 7 yards a carry. Ground game's important. It's important in the SEC. You've got to be able to run the football. Brandon's coming back. He was determined, you know. I tried to bat him all week and say, you know, we need you. This team needs you. It needs strong leadership. He was very, very important and critical to our win.
Coach, you were talking about family. How nice was it to see so many former student athletes step out with Gamecock Walk and kind of show up in their own way and embrace it, just this team?
I mean, they knew what we were up against. You know, when I got the message out, hey, meet us there, I knew we needed some support. These guys needed a pat on the back. And to see those guys show up right there and embrace us when we got off that bus was unbelievable. You know, I wish I could shake every one of their hands. I wish I could go and shake every one of them.
Shawn, you've taken the field many times with this team in this environment, but how did tonight differ, and how hard was it to kind of keep your emotions in check as you get ready to run out there as the head coach?
Well, first of all, we lost our head coach on Monday evening, so that was the big difference. And then we had to make some emergency plans. Got named the interim head coach. I had to get a plan together in less than, God, it seemed like a couple hours, how we were going to address this situation, how we we're going to move forward. This thing was totally different. It was out of character for everything I've ever been a part of. But the way we came back and the way we rallied, it was a special night. It was a special night. And I hope our fans understand that. because it wasn't all pretty. But at the bottom line, so we came out and we won that football game. And that's exactly what our football team needed to do.
Shawn, how did you like the emotional temperament of your team? And there might have been some concern that they might have been like a little too jacked up, but did you like the way, they kind of handled themselves and then also coming out of halftime?
I really did, and it was probably my mistake when I told them in a meeting, I think it may have been yesterday afternoon, I said, listen, I want you to have fun. I want you to let it all loose, and I want it to be just electric. And I said, hey, a couple personal fouls for celebrations, that's on me. That's on me. I think they took it a little bit out of context, but but they needed to let loose. They needed to let loose. They had a lot on their minds, so I wanted to go out there and have fun.
Shawn, what did you think of Perry tonight? I mean, outside of that interception, it seemed like he had stability throughout the whole game and made good decision after good decision.
Old Scooter, calm. He's calm, cool, and collected. And I'm really proud of him. I'm really proud of him. I mean, I'm telling you, he's a leader of our football team, becoming a good leader of our football team. He doesn't bat an eye. He makes mistakes just like everybody else. He comes to the sideline, he listens, and then he goes back out. And our team respects him. And I'm very proud of the way he played tonight.
Visor coming out, when did you come up with that, and what made you want to do that?
I mean, just Coach Spurrier, he gave me an opportunity here. A lot of other people wouldn't have done that. And I knew I wanted to do something to kind of pay tribute to him. And I just thought, what better way than bring out the visor? I'm not a visor guy or a hat guy, And I just thought maybe that's the best way to do it.
Did you give any thought to wearing it?
I gave no thought to wearing it.
On Pharaoh's long touchdown, right before that ball is snapped, how are you feeling knowing your play call and seeing what they were doing defensively?
Exceptional. We had the perfect play call. And Coach Mangus, we had, we had it a couple other times that we were trying to set it up, and it was just perfect. It was just perfect. As soon as we called it, we knew what it was going to do.
Shawn, the black uniforms playing AC/DC on third downs, was that your idea?
It was. I just wanted a change. I wanted something to kind of make it our own. Our team had said all week, what about changing up the routine a little bit with our jerseys and doing something different? And, I thought about it. And Coach Tanner even pointed out, he said, "Guy, I think we're 0-7 in black jerseys." And I didn't know that. I had no idea. The thing I said, they don't make you play good. They don't make you play bad. Those jerseys don't. It's what's inside. What's inside.
Coach, you've had a few minor changes over the course of the week. With the bye week coming up, do you look at anything major that you're doing? Do you have any plans to change anything big this coming week?
Well, excuse me. It's a good week to have a bye week. We haven't had the chance to go in and evaluate ourselves and see what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. We have in situational settings with offense, but not as a staff or not as a team as a whole. I think the open week's going to be very, very good to go in and see just how we can get this football team better.
Just as a follow-up, also, you were a defensive guy at one point. Do you put your fingerprints on the defense at all now that you're the head coach, or do you kind of stay on the offensive side of the football?
Well, I will watch. I will ask questions. I am a defensive guy. I love the offense, but I'm a defensive guy at heart. So certainly I'm going to not go in and make any big-time changes by any means, but I'm going to ask how we can get better defensively. They play one heck of a game. John Hoke and that staff, Lorenzo Ward, our defensive staff, they play one heck of a game. They kept us right where we needed to be tonight. As of right now, I don't know what we'd change, but we're going to go and we're going to, just like I said, we're going to evaluate everything.
On Tuesday, you told me to ask you later this week what it was like and how surreal it was to be the head coach. But after win number one, just Can you encapsulate that, or is it just too hard to put your hand on?
I really can't. You know, I'm more happy for our football team than I am myself. I can certainly tell you that. It's just such a I have a great amount of pride for the state of South Carolina and University of South Carolina, and it's you know, I couldn't write a better script, to tell you the truth. I couldn't write a better script. I think when I interviewed for this job, I was up there with Coach Sperry, and I looked at him and I said, you know what, I want a state championship on that field. I said, there's something special about this place to me. So,
Shawn, following up with that and writing the perfect script, as a Camden native coming here as a kid to watch games, what's the significance of this day to you? I mean, from everything, the Gamecock walk and the emotion of the fans, and ending it with your first win.
yeah, kind of like I said, it's just surreal for myself and our team. Small town Camden guy who just knows how to work hard and go about his business and try to put everything he's got into anything he does. That's all I've ever wanted to do, whether it was here or somewhere else. And it just worked out to be a good night for us.
Can you pinpoint some of the problems in the red zone today? Was it play calling, execution? Just kind of what are your initial thoughts on the red zone offense?
It was probably just a combination of a lot of things. It's a combination of kind of being behind the 8 ball, so to speak, in preparation for the week. Some distractions. You know, there were some missed assignments down there, some better plays that we thought we could have been in on some certain situations. I think it was 3rd and 2 down there in the goal line. We wanted to check it to a speed option play, and we didn't get Perry to get it checked. You know, you got to block. You got to be able to block. And, you know, a couple times we got pushed around. But we'll address those. We will address those and make sure our red zone situation is a lot better than it was tonight.
Along those same lines, having GA as the primary play caller, could you sense that things were flowing, red zone troubles, you know, aside, that having him as the primary play caller worked out like you kind of thought it would in terms of?
Yeah, you know, I thought so. I never felt like we were out of sync. You know, when we looked at ourselves when we were stopping us, when we were stopping ourselves, it was either a snap, it was a drop pass, it was a false start. They were shifting to a bear defense, and there were some calls that we didn't make that we've got to make as an offense that we didn't get done. But yeah, I thought it flowed real smoothly. It's certainly going to flow a lot smoother with a lot more preparation and time to go and see just how we can make it a little smoother. But like I said, we're kind of pushed and thrown right into this thing. I think they did a heck of a job.
Take 2 more, Josh, and then David.
Was Allen not suspended the first half?
He certainly was.
On the given how hectic your week was there a point late in the 4th quarter or out there post game that it did finally all sink in and what all's happened and the win and all that? And if so, what was that moment for you?
I think Mike Matulis came up and grabbed me and shared a good message.
Before the clock ran out?
It was immediately when the clock ran out, he grabbed me and we embraced, and you know, he's been through a lot. We had a really good moment, I should say.
Last one, David.
Shawn, were you guys making a concerted effort to push the tempo on offense, or was that just a function of the play call?
Nope, we were making an effort to push it. We were making an effort, and I think we will make a better effort. I think that's one of the things we have to improve on. As you practice that more, you get a little bit more comfortable with it offensively. I think our players will become more confident in doing that as well. But yes, we wanted to push the tempo. We're going to run a tempo-oriented offense. We may be fast, we may not be fast, but we're gonna definitely have some tempo going.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you all very much.
Did you see how the Michigan game ended?
I did not.
Take a scoop and score with 10 seconds left to win.
Who did?
Michigan State.
Really?
And I was just thinking, you know, you were at one of those other infamous Michigan losses. Does that make the state any more special?
No.